Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the president of Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates quite a bit differently than most companies. So I'd like to thank you for joining us today so we can have a chance to go through a little bit about what makes us different and how we operate. And then we'll actually have Kyle Hershey, our COO, go through a little demo of the actual software to actually show you what it looks like. And then we'll have Jose wrap it up with his 28 years of experience as our sales manager to wrap it all up with how it all comes together to actually close loans for our more experienced loan officers. Let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll go through this page. Hopefully most of you have checked this page out and joined the call from this page, but this is the page where it has all our information. But let me just explain a little bit more about what we need here. So obviously we're all about leads and we're all about our software. So we have our proprietary mortgage software, our CRM, POS, LOS, all in one basically, and we have that all integrated with AI. So as you can tell, myself and Kyle, we come from a little bit of a different background. We come from more of a marketing and online background. So we've spent millions of dollars on all the different ad platforms generating leads for different companies and pushed them all through the system with our own software for essentially CRM software. So we come from a little bit of a different background, not your traditional bankers. So we have a little bit of different spin here on how we operate. So really what makes us different is we are non-delegated correspondent. We'll talk about that in a second, but we always have our tools and technology to scale your guys' business instantly, exponentially. So what we're all about is building on top of the business that you guys already have. So everybody has their own, niche of whatever they like to do, their own business that they're building. We want to build a platform, a system that will help you grow from there. So whether that's our leads that you tap into, your own leads that you tap into by using our system, we believe that every loan officer needs to have new leads to succeed. And it's even more true today than it was, 4 or 5 years ago when we started this. So it's definitely something that you always want to have as a way to keep filling your pipeline. So our software, our system is all about being able to fill your pipeline with new leads and using our CRM to then generate new leads from those leads and so on and so forth. So our business model, first off here, as I mentioned, we are non-delegated correspondent. So we built this team in all the different models. We started over 4 years ago at an FDIC bank where we had a large team, took that model to a brokerage, then a non-delegated and delegated, and found that non-delegated correspondent is the best for our business model. And for non-delegated correspondent, we have over 130 lenders and investors. So what that means at the base of it is when you're non-delegated, we can do both brokered and correspondent loans for our borrowers. What's most important to our borrowers is whatever is the best deal for our borrowers. So we have over 5,000 loan programs where we are the lender, where we're the correspondent lender that we fund with our own money with our 32 correspondent investors. So whenever we fund the loans with our own money and use our own attorneys and all that good stuff, we always have the best rates and pricing. Correspondent's always going to beat broker pricing at any investor. They're going to have a broker sheet and a correspondent sheet, and the correspondent sheet's always going to be a little bit better when it fits those guidelines. Now, if there's any reason where it doesn't fit the guidelines where we can fund the loan with our own money and get the best deal in terms, we have over 105 wholesale lenders for anything outside the box, maybe fix and flip loans, maybe ground up construction loans, maybe FHA loans, which we don't do in-house, all kinds of different things where we might need to use a specialty lender for a specialty project. So again, what's most important to us is whatever fits the client the best is what we're going to offer the client. And since we're doing leads of all different types, we want to make sure we always have every loan program imaginable. So we have all your standard stuff, VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, we can all do in-house and fund with our own money. Commercial mixed use, CDFI, SBA, all the stuff that's a little bit outside the box, we can broker with. So if there is an option in between where you find a better option for a wholesale lender, no problem. If there's an option that fits best with our correspondent investors where we can fund it with our own money, no problem. Now, the next section here, how do we make it all happen with our technology? So everything you're about to see, which Kyle will show you here, actually how it looks on the back end, we've built every line of code. So our everything you've seen we built starts with our fully integrated cloud website with AI, POS, CRM, LOS all built in. It's all built by us for exactly what we do and how we do it. And really what that means when we have everything in one spot is one login for you, one login for your customers. We have our AI technology we call Calvin. We'll talk about that a little more here in a minute, but he helps out along the way of the whole process. So with our software, prospects can instantly flow from wherever they come from. There's hundreds of different places they can come from, but they can start with anything as simple as their name, email, phone from a different lead source and instantly pull their own live rates, complete their own 1003, pull their own credit, pop their own liabilities in from their credit into their 1003 that's already in Encompass-based platform, all ready to go without you guys even lifting a finger. You could be sleeping. Everything's ready to go when you open that loan up. So how do we make that happen? Again, we are Encompass-based, but you don't have to log in with Encompass. So we have over 50 API integrations, Encompass being one. So that means, again, you don't have to log into Encompass. You can use the CRM to access all the same systems and data. Optimal Blue, again, the pricing that we use there, you don't have to have an Optimal Blue login. You just click a button and the Optimal Blue pricing is there. Same thing with credit, account check, appraisal works, 5 AMCs at the click of a button. No different logins needed, just one click of a button. Everything is just the click of a button away when we integrate with the API. So the same great things you guys are all used to that you've used before, but with no login, no friction, just the click of a button. We also have our proprietary Calvin Dual Oz AI, which Kyle might be able to show you a little bit of, but basically you can run Dual Oz with an AI analysis from our AI there that will compare the two different options and highlight the different things that may be better for your borrower in one case or the other. And the coolest part of all, we have, again, our development staff in-house. Everything you see we've built, so we can build new stuff. So we do new releases every single week. So you guys can also request new features in those new releases as we go. Just load those on our community request center. Now, another thing that we found lacking in all the different models is training. So we are all about trainings and support, not only building the systems, but showing you guys how to use the system specifically. So, at a bank, they have very little training to here where we want to make sure we have more trainings than you could even handle. So at any given point, you could do any trainings here. It's all remote based since we're remote based as well. So we have a remote based learning center, more like a classroom. Then we have our daily live trainings, which we do remotely. So you can go into the classroom based remote training center and do the courses anytime on your own time, anytime, day or night, weekend, whatever fits you. We have our live in-house MLO trainings, private webinars where you can brush up on anything in-house that might be private. We have our mortgage rates podcast. We just get off here in the morning at 11 every morning. We go through a different product type. So good for our loan officers to learn about new products and also for the public out there to learn about the products that we have. We also have our live loan officer training 2 days per week, where again, we talk about new products, loan types, services, different tips and tricks for not only our team of loan officers, but anybody else out there that might be interested in the types of products that we love to work with. And we have our live Zoom support where our processor team is in Zoom, where you can get face-to-face with them. Even though it's remote, they can take over your computer, click whatever button you need to click to get you unstuck on whatever you might have a problem with. And our knowledge center is where we have thousands of articles, not just from us on how to do different things, but our partners. So with over 100 different partners, they have different tips, tricks, guidelines, matrices, webinars, links, all kinds of different resources that we have in our knowledge center. So you can always just search that with one click and get all that info. And another AI feature, we have our Calvin Compliance AI that has all the federal and state regulations for the states that we operate in order to quickly get you answers on any compliance issues that may come up. And the last section here, just kind of a general section with some stuff that we love to talk about. Doesn't necessarily have its own section. We are very passionate about business purpose loans, so we can close our business purpose loans in 44 total states. So that allows all of our team members to expand their footprint without necessarily having to get more licenses. Again, we're all about leads, no matter where they come from. We try to make it very simple, unlimited leads, wherever you get them. If the company provides them to you, it's a 50-50 split. So we want to make it very transparent and straightforward. Refer deals to senior LOs for 75 basis points. Anybody on our team on any plans at any time, if they have a problem or a conflict of interest, or maybe they're not licensed in that state, maybe it's their spouse, Maybe they aren't comfortable doing a fix and flip loan. Whatever it is, you're just one click away from sending that deal to a senior loan officer. Well, they will take over and be the official loan officer. And you can still earn 75 basis points by working with them to close that deal. Maybe you learn your fix and flip for the first time, or maybe get your spouse a loan and not have a conflict of interest. We also love to set you up with your leads. So whether you have your own leads or you need to use our leads, no problem. We'll show you how to get that set up. And if you do have your own leads, we'll show you how to bring those in the system with our webhook. So want to make it super easy for you to add leads to the system as well. And again, we are from a different type of background, no monthly fees, no hidden fees. Everything you see here is what you get. We're from more of a technology background. We want to make everything very simple and straightforward and transparent for everybody here. And to top it all off, of course, we have our Calvin AI assistant on every step of the way. So anytime you get stuck on anything, you can get an instant answer from the Calvin AI assistant, just like he's right down here in the corner, where you might need to get unstuck in the middle of the night where nobody else may be available, but Calvin has all the same knowledge that we do. Now here's this section. If you guys drop off for any reason, you can watch the video again, have it highlighted here. But let's get into the compensation plans. So our compensation plans are a little bit differently. Let me explain a little bit more about how these all work. We'll start here on the left. Obviously, everybody's drawn to the senior loan officer plan first with the highest comp. Up to 250 basis points is with bonuses and everything. So let's break that down. The standard comp here, it's a little bit hard to read on the screen share, but this says 200 basis points on conventional non-QM. That's the stuff we're all used to. That's 2% for those not familiar. And again, 50-50 split, very simple. So 100 basis points on any company leads for conventional non-QM, the stuff we're all used to. That's 1% for our senior loan officers. So our senior loan officers are going to receive everything everybody else receives, obviously all the basic stuff. But to top it all off, they're going to receive the referral leads from their team members. So whenever someone clicks that button to refer a deal, they're referring not a lead, they're referring their spouse, their friend, their family member, to you, the senior loan officer, to do that deal. And it comes with a team member who's going to help you do that deal. So those are obviously the best leads. They're not even real leads. They're more of referrals. Then you'll still have access to all the leads. Obviously, there's no restrictions for our senior loan officers. We want to make sure you have more states and access to all the different lists. So you'll have unlimited access to everything at 50-50 split for any of the company leads you want to grab. And to get to the 250 basis points, the bonuses, there's a 25 basis point bonus for any volume over 2 million. So if you have your own business rocking and rolling, again, we want to build a platform to grow your business. If you're already rocking and rolling, no problem. We want to get more money back to you. And if you have a huge business, no problem, 50 basis points monthly bonus for any volume over 5 million. Again, we want to get as much of that back to you as we can using our platform. And for those of you who love to teach and build a team here, you can obviously upgrade to earn more revenue by building a team underneath of you. And you can earn 15 basis points for all the loans of your team as you help them structure deals, learn our system, and learn how to get stuff done. And if you really want to take that to the next level, you can be a branch manager and not only teach them, help them disclose and be, legally responsible for that activity and operate your own branch there and earn 25 basis points on any of your team loans there. So great opportunities to upgrade once you become a senior loan officer and start building a team underneath you. How do you become a senior loan officer? Here in the small print here, 6 loans closed to upgrade to senior loan officer. So we want to make sure everybody learns how to use our system. So for those first 6 loans, you're going to be on the loan officer plan. So 150 basis points on your first 6 loans. So we can team you up with a team leader and a branch manager. And of course, Jose, the sales manager, will help you every step of the way for those first 6 loans to help you use our system, get those disclosed, all that good stuff. So 150 basis points on conventional non-QM, that's 1.5%. If you take company leads, no problem. 75 basis points for any company leads for conventional non-QM that you take during those first 6 loans while you're getting ready. Now, our loan officers will receive everything that everybody else does, obviously. They'll still have access to all the leads at 50-50 split, access to the live click-to-claim leads, which Kyle will show you. Those are the better leads that we have that are actual leads. Refer deals to senior LO. So again, if you get stuck or have a conflict of interest, you can still obviously refer that deal to a senior LO and still earn commission, no problem. We are licensed in 24 states for primary and second homes, and we can all originate in 20 additional states for those business purpose DSCR without necessarily getting more licenses. So great opportunity to expand your footprint there. All our loan officers are paid via W-2 because you're a full-time loan officer, obviously here signing loan applications. And that brings to the fine print, 1 loan per month minimum production. Obviously, if you're not doing 1 loan per month, you're not full-time. No problem. If you're not full-time, you're not ready to jump into this full-time yet. Maybe you're a realtor and you added this license to add another source of revenue. No problem. If you're not ready to jump in both feet for any reason, or maybe you've never done a loan before, the junior loan officer plan is built for that. So for anybody not full-time, anybody who just wants to get started on their first few deals, no problem. The junior loan officer plan still makes great commission, 75 basis points commission, more than most call center type environments. And you're going to just be referring deals to senior loan officers. So the whole point here, you're not going to have to sign any loan applications or learn the whole system yet. You can get your feet wet, learn the loan process, work with a senior loan officer that knows exactly what to do, exactly what button to click when, and gets those loans done for you. You are still licensed, obviously, so you can still earn basis points. You're going to have access to our software since you're still licensed and you're still a loan officer. Going to have access to Calvin to help you out if you get stuck. Going to have access to your own lead generating website. You're still licensed again. And you're going to have access to our leads and our auto dialer and ways to generate more business for yourself as well. And this is the plan with no minimum production requirements, no full-time requirements. This is the one for anybody who is just starting out or just dabbling maybe and not quite ready to go full-time. And because of that, they can be paid via 1099 because they're not full-time and not signing any loan applications. There are no minimum production. That is the fine print here, kind of a duplicate there. So these are how our plans work. If you're not full-time, just sign up for the junior loan officer, no problem. Whenever you're ready to go full-time, you learn the process, you learn how everything works, go ahead and upgrade to a loan officer. When you're ready to sign those loan applications, be the official loan officer of record. And then once you do 6 deals, hopefully you do some broker deals, hopefully you do a little bit of correspondent deals, you learn both ways that we operate, and then you'll be rocking and rolling onto a senior loan officer. So feel free to upgrade anytime. Just be sure to sign up for the plan that works best for you. So now let's go into a little bit more of the back end. So Kyle, if you're ready, let's show a little bit of the software on the back end.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so when you come on board, we do full trainings on this, but just want to highlight a couple things here about our system. So first off, this is our CRM, pretty standard, what every other CRM does. You create your notes, send your emails and texts, set reminders for yourself. It keeps track of everything here. You can set people on automated drip campaigns, action plans to email them and text them automatically. But we do have our Calvin AI Assist here. So with the click of a button, Calvin will actually structure your emails for you based on what's going on in the conversation and what's going on with that lead. So you can always have Calvin actually create your emails for you, which is pretty cool. Now, what starts to really set our system apart, though, is our quoting system. So if you come here to create a quote, within 2 minutes and 6 pieces of info from the client without triggering the file, without pulling credit or anything, you can send them a instant quote. So with one press of a button, you can pull up all of our different investors in Optimal Blue through our API and send them out a quote within a couple of minutes that sends them an email and a text with a nice, pretty quote that looks like this, where they can see their different rate choices that you gave them for that program. They can scroll over these things and see what they mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, shows them the different loan info here, shows them their monthly breakdown of the taxes, insurance, HOA fees, gives them their estimated lender fees, and also has you as the loan originator here, of course. And you can also attach a realtor to the transaction. So your realtor partners absolutely love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you give them a nice quote within a couple of minutes, but you're going to attach the realtor to that quote. So you're showing the client, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line for you. So your realtor partners absolutely love that they can be attached to these quotes. Now, the coolest part about all of this is that they can click start my loan application right here, and it takes them to their borrower portal. So I'll show you what that looks like here. They can start their loan application right here. The 1003 is all built into our system. They can upload the documents that we're going to need initially. They can see their loan info. They can see the milestone of where the loan is at, which is updated automatically as you go through the loan process. And they can communicate with you through here as well. So that is their borrower portal. Everything happens in here. They don't have to leave the page. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end once they've started their loan. See, on your end, you're able to see all of the documents that they're uploading and help them with that. You're able to see their 1003. You are able to also request documents here. So you can say, hey, whether it's you or your processor need 12 months of bank statements, now it's going to be asking the client for 12 months of bank statements. Maybe you're going to change the loan type and say, hey, you can do an entire packet different. Like, hey, this came in as a conventional loan, but it's actually going to be a VA self-employed loan. I don't know what documents I need for a VA self-employed loan, but the system does. So we could replace those documents and save the changes. And now it's asking for what we need for that loan type. You can also request signatures here. You can say, I'm going to need them to sign a gift letter, and then they click into their borrower portal and they can sign the legal e-sign right there in our system, of course, through our API without having to leave the page. So they never have to leave our actual system. Now, you also have your Calvin AI Assist here, which is our AI processor for you, where you can click a button here to lock the loan, to run the title fees, request insurance, request title, file COCs, cancel loans. So everything is right there. Now, once your client fills out their 1003 application, as you see here, they filled this out 100% complete. That is when we pull credit instantly and automatically. So when they submit their 1003, the full version, we pull credit, we pay for that up front. The client doesn't have to pay for it up front, and we pull credit instantly. So then when you click our Encompass API here, which is our version of Encompass on our end, so again, you can do it in our site without having to use Encompass itself. When you click on our Encompass API here, notice all of the information for this loan, the 1003, is already in here in Encompass. The credit is already pulled in and put here in Encompass. So when you click that Encompass button, everything is in here. All the information on the loan, the credit, everything. Now, what Nick was talking about earlier, our dual AUS here, our dual automated underwriting. You can order DO and LP here, Fannie and Freddie automated underwriting with one click. Then our AI Calvin will highlight different things on each one that will tell you which one may be better for your client for that situation. So it's really cool here where you can click one button, get dual automated underwriting, and then have our Calvin AI Assist analyze it for you and let you know the results there. Now, once you have actually, originated the loan and it's an underwriting, there will be conditions that come into here from the underwriters. So notice this is all on one page here in your system, where you're even going to get the underwriting conditions. You're going to be able to click a button here to upload the document to fulfill that condition or dispute that condition. So everything happens right here in the system from start to finish. So you see how we can take a loan from being a name, email, phone number to communicating with them, quoting them, collecting their 1003, collecting their documents, pulling their credit, originating the loan, fulfilling the underwriting conditions, processing the loan, the whole thing all the way start to finish here in one system. So that's one login for you and one login for your client. So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place here. So the first and foremost way that we give you leads is our Facebook campaigns, right? Facebook and Instagram campaigns. The leads are coming in live. We send you a text message. So the instant That person clicks on our ad, double opts in to be contacted, you get a text message. Those are coming in live all day to your phone, so you can immediately give them a call and, quote them and all that kind of good stuff that we just went over. Now, another way that we provide you leads is here in our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer just like most CRMs here. You can call 400 or 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop them a text and an email automatically through the system when they don't answer and all that kind of good stuff. Now, we fill this up with leads. So there's always leads in there for you to call. We have a bunch of foreign national DSCR here. We have cold calls in here. We have regular purchase leads, bank statement leads. We have realtor calls in here. So we have all kinds of calls loaded up for you. So there's always thousands of leads there in the auto dialer for you to call. Now, another way that you can work leads in our system is to purchase leads. So when you want to go ahead and have us manage a campaign for you, we can copy our, let's say DSCR campaign, and we can put your budget on it. So those leads you don't have a lead split on, right? So we can copy our campaigns that we've proven out. We can put your budget on there. Those leads go directly to you, and there is no lead split on them. So that's another way you can get even more leads than the leads we're giving you on a split. You can get even more leads to fill your pipeline, and there is no lead split on those because those came from your ad campaign. Now, another way that you can work leads in our system here is you can import leads. So we give you your webhook here and the instructions on how to use Zapier to use your webhook. And what this will do is if you're already buying leads from, let's say, Lending Tree or Zillow or Free Rate Update, a legitimate lead source like that, you can use your webhook to bring them into our system instantly and automatically. So the lead comes in from wherever you're purchasing it from. It comes into our system. We notify you, you have a new lead. It's automatically in your CRM already. So you can call them and quote them and all that kind of good stuff. So basically any way that there is to work leads, we provide that here in our system. So now what I want to do is go ahead and send it to Jose. And Jose is our sales manager with 28 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor. And we're going to have him talk about how this all comes together to close loans and some of the support that we have here at the Mortgage Calculator. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So you've heard about the Great Leads program and the amazing technology. So it's just a matter of time where you land your first loan application or 2 or 3, right? So at the Mortgage Calculator, we want to make sure that you are not spinning your wheels and losing opportunities to take advantage of all these great leads. So we have many different systems in place to provide support. First is our knowledge center. Our knowledge center is where we have fully indexed everything that we do here at the Mortgage Calculator, our processes, systems, all our knowledge is in the knowledge center. You simply go there, search bar, put in your key phrase, and within 1 or 2 seconds, you should be able to find what you were looking for. We then have our Zoom room, which is manned by our in-house processors during working hours and working days. So you can jump into the Zoom room at any given time of the workday for quick assistance with any issue you may be having. Now, the Zoom room is not for long drawn-out file structuring. That is what our team leaders are for, which is another level of support that we have. As soon as you're cleared to originate after you complete your training, we assign you to a team leader whose function it is to assist you with loan structuring and to review your brokered files and approve them for disclosure. Team leaders get copied on any emails, as does management, as soon as you get a loan application or somebody's requesting a quote. Soon as that application does come in, you are prompted to book a structure meeting with your team leader. And as soon as your file is fully structured, if it is an file where we are the lender, non-delegated correspondent, you would book a meeting with our disclosure desk to dot your I's, cross your T's, finish reviewing the file, ensure it's ready to go, and then we will disclose your file on the spot. So that's additional support that we give you on non-delegated correspondent files. On the brokered files, you would review those with your team leader, and then you would go get those files disclosed on your own. Now, we do give you the option on brokered files to use third-party processing. On our non-delegated correspondent files, we have in-house processing. On brokered files, you do have the option to use third-party processing or self-process your files. So that's great, because if you are hands-on and want to save your customer anywhere from $800 to $1,000, great option that we do offer you. And obviously, we are giving you the luxury of operating on multiple channels, either non-delegated correspondent, where we have great pricing, or brokered, where we have all of those funky different options out there, fixed, flip, and commercial, and the other options that don't operate on a non-delegated correspondent channel. Once your file is disclosed, it goes into intake. So another level of support that we have is our intake processor, which registers your file on the portal of your choice, assigns your file to a processor, and submits your file to underwriting. As soon as that loan approval comes in, your loan processor will be reaching out to you with the loan conditions and working together with you to obtain the needed docs to satisfy conditions, and then your processor will upload the conditions to the investor portal for you for the clear to close. And once we do get that clear to close, we also have our closing department with a closing manager that will work with the title company and with the fulfillment company to quickly close and fund your loan. So many different ways here at the Mortgage Calculator to get up and running. And like Kyle mentioned, one example we have our MLO that one of her first file was a profit and loss loan, very difficult loan. It was denial somewhere else. She picked it up as a lead, and we were able to, after her meeting with us and reviewing it for structure, we're able to properly place this loan as a profit and loss loan instead of a full doc loan, which is how it had previously been rejected. And through multiple meetings with her different support options, Nicole was able to close that very difficult profit and loss loan with an appraisal transfer in 3 weeks. So her first loan, almost $1.1 million loan, about a $16,000 paycheck, and it was all possible through the support that we give her, because I can guarantee you that as a new MLO, she probably would have tried to go the same route that the other company did and would have ended up with a big nothing burger. Instead, she ended up with a nice big commission because she knew what her resources were and diligently used them. So looking forward to assisting all of you with all of your new loan structures, and many happy closings.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Jose. So now let's talk about the next steps, then we'll get into questions here. So when you are ready to move forward and sign up, you are going to go ahead and go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join. I actually put the link there in the chat. And you're going to sign up for the plan that's applicable to you, whether you're joining as a junior loan officer or a loan officer. What's going to happen is it's going to take you right to the compensation agreement to sign. That's the initial agreement to join. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to send you an email with it as well. So take your time, look it over. But when you do sign that initial agreement, that's what's going to kick off all of the next steps. So we will then reach out to you to walk you through having us sponsor your license and getting your employment ID documents and all that kind of stuff. So that is the first step, is to sign up for whichever plan is applicable and go ahead and sign that initial agreement, and then we will reach out with all of the next steps. So themortgagecalculator.com/join to move forward. With that being said, Nick, we can go ahead and stop recording and we will get into the questions.